Valens Research, Uniform Financial Analytics.
And the last company we're going to look at is Becton Dickinson, BDX, which is the medical equipment and device supplier. With BD, what's so powerful is, first, if we look at this, we can see that the as reported ROAs are massively understanding how strong the business is. But let's actually bring that to a place that a lot of people focus on, because not everybody focuses on return on assets. Let's focus instead on just something as simple as EPS. When we look at Becton Dickinson, if you were looking on an as reported basis, you would think that Becton Dickinson's earnings, their EPS, has dropped from $4.70 down to 60 cents. You would think they've seen a massive collapse in returns and profitability over the last 3 years, and you'd be concerned about what is the trend that we're actually seeing on this company's earnings power. And does that call into question how good the business is? In reality, returns were up from 2017 to 2018 and are largely flat, $11.90 to $11.10 or so on 2018 to 2019 basis. This is not a company with collapsing returns and collapsing profitability, which is what you would think it was if you were looking at as reported EPS. And if you were screening on an as reported EPS basis, an as reported EPS basis for growth, you would be scared away from this company, not realizing it's actually a company with robust profitability, impressively robust profitability. And market expectations are for ROAs to be at the low end of where they have been historically. So let's just see, again, similar to what we've done for the other ones. First, outside of these two acquisitions, obviously, BD's growth has really been closer to, call it 4 or 5% a year. So just change that to 5%. And now let's say, okay, what do we think if we think that BD's returns can be basically around 15%, which is their average return over the last 15, 20 years, let's say. Well, if that's the case, BD is a little undervalued, right? BD is basically undervalued by about 7% as of the last time that we updated the data. So potentially interesting, not a slam dunk, but something to pay attention to. But these are the kind of things that we can see when we're looking at uniform accounting that you would never even think of looking at if you were looking at as reported metrics. Looking at as reported metrics, you'd say, this company is doomed, we should short it because EPS is collapsing. And the market doesn't recognize it based on where it is from a perspective of TSR, right? The company's TSR is taken off, and based on PEs that are still at 20 times, the market's not focusing on the breakdown we're seeing in the business. In reality, the market's not focusing on that breakdown because it's not actually happening. This is a very strong business that's continuing to have strong returns.
Valens Research, the world's leading source for uniform financial analytics.